Hey everybody, sorry I didn't live stream last night. That was a pattern that I had been working on keeping solid for weeks, and I was live streaming every Thursday night really late, and it was fitting my schedule and everything, but this week my sleep, or lack thereof, caught up with me, and I just pulled a Rip Van Winkle, and I slept for like 12 hours, and I wake up with cowlicks. Anyways, I woke up, I watched another installment of the latest topic on The Breakfast Club, which is about complimenting people. And I'm really enjoying this topic. I already got to make my video on the subject, and then I watched JJ Talk's video this morning. And JJ has been really taking to the topic as well. In fact, there's a really fun Twitter banter going about with her complimenting men on their looks in a very catcalling fashion because I double dog dared her. And that's awesome, right? And everybody knows JJ Talks, I feel, that are subscribed to my channel. If you don't, check her out, right? Sweet person, and as SJWs go, probably one of the more approachable ones if you were wanting to have a discussion about social issues. But let me take this opportunity to throw her under the bus. Because that's what we do. We talk people up and then we break them down, right? And I apologize that because of my sleep issues, my brain seems to make like weird connections and make me remember things from the past and just connect them to the present in strange ways. I think that a lot of people that are subscribed to me enjoy, but today it's like it's spoiling my fun because I thought it was awesome that JJ was catcalling men. It was really funny, and then in the back of my head I'm like, but wait, there's this other thing, this thing that I remember, and that thing that I remember is a while back in a video, JJ Talks, at the time well done up with nails and lashes, in the middle of a video, she said to somebody that they were just jealous because they weren't as pretty as she was. And, you know, sometimes we say things like from a silly point of view where we're not being completely serious, and sometimes we say things when we're being mean, but in that particular instance, I can tell, based on the reaction of the other person, that it was a very hurtful thing to say. And it's weird, because it was just a blanket comparison between two people. She wasn't saying anything specific about the person she was talking about, only that person was jealous because she wasn't as pretty as JJ was. But in my experience with filming people, outside of just like making vlogs like this, where you're putting the camera on yourself, when I go out and shoot activism and shoot random people, and then when I go on road trips and I visit other YouTubers, I've experienced that even when people seem like they are comfortable with a camera that they hold themselves, when it's somebody else putting a camera on them, they have issues. And in particular, I'll point out that I, on a road trip, visited Bruce, who most of you know as the Stigma Dane, and Sabella, his wife. And I took them to a Chili's and took them out for dinner. And then also we went to a shopping mall where I filmed them. And here's the thing with overweight people, such as myself. A lot of them, you know, they can hold a camera like this and be shot from like the chest up and feel okay. But then you start pointing things lower than the chest, and you start pointing towards the gut, like right here. And people are not okay with that, especially if somebody else is holding the camera. Okay? And so I was very much working around other people's issues about their own weight when I was going on my road trips and filming other people. Their looks. You know, sometimes people feel okay with their nose not being shadowed like mine is from the window right now, the light. You know, some people are okay with like bright lights drowning out the complexion that they have, so that their glowing white skin is the only thing that you see in the video. But like in a more realistic lighting, they're horrified with themselves, you know. And I know for a fact that the person that JJ Talks was talking about in that video had a lot of image issues. And I know that it hurt her a lot. Whether or not JJ meant it, you know, very seriously or would mean it now, that was a very hurtful thing that she said. And it was simple, you know. And I feel like it really, probably objectively, even 99 times out of 100 people, if they were to look at the two people, they would probably say, yeah, this person is more attractive than that person. And it was maybe stating the obvious. Maybe there is a sort of animosity that women have towards other women that are more attractive than them. But it was still hurtful. And I feel like when, like I said in my video on the Breakfast Club, when you're angry at someone, a lot more telling things can sometimes come out of your mouth. When you have a falling out with someone and you just want to hurt them, you will say some things that are true and hurtful, and they are the opposite of compliments. They are very denigrating things about the appearance of others, and these things will just come out of your mouth, and it's a lot truer state that people are in than when they are trying to be patronizing to someone or give them compliments to try to build them up. You know, in those times of like pure evil spite, I feel like people are being more truthful than they normally would be, and in those moments, I feel like people are more receptive to the message. You know, they're going to hear, I'm not as pretty as these other girls, you know, that one time, and that's going to outweigh 50 times someone saying, hey, you look nice today. You know, it takes 50 attaboys to erase one oh shit in your mind. Okay? And yeah, I feel like it's really useful for people to really examine themselves in those times of anger, the things that they've said about other people. Because, you know, we all put on this facade of how we want to be, is who we are, and we, you know, especially when we hit record on the camera, we can talk ourselves up, but sometimes, like, the reality is that we all have this little terrible pig of a person inside of us, no matter how we look on the outside, and sometimes it gets let out. For the record, I don't mind people taking a look at my belly, but I do hate it when it looks like I have a lamp growing out of my head if I turn the camera this way. That, I feel, is distracting. But you guys can look at my belly if you want. My cowlicks. I love this topic, though. This is when it spills over into other medium and makes me want to make more videos. I mean, Sister Danger really picked a good Breakfast Club topic.